defense and his astonishing defensive power, he might have really fallen into his two younger brothers' hands today. During the fierce battle, a wave of nameless rage surged into Golden Crocodile's heart, and the aura of a rank 99 super duo suddenly erupted, golden light shooting into the sky. That day, the hilltop where the three fought was razed to the ground. In the evening, at the Golden family residence, Golden Crocodile drank from large bowls and ate meat in large mouthfuls, in high spirits. Kaiyan Jun and Jiang Mo, enduring the soreness all over their bodies, forced themselves to finish attending this celebration banquet, but their faces were filled with the satisfaction of a good fight. Chapter 47, Coronation of the Blue Silver, N.A.N's Second Awakening. Blue Silver Forest. Sunlight filtered through the branches and leaves, casting mottled spots of light on the moss-covered ground. The air was thick with the fresh scent of greenery and damp earth. Occasionally, a few colorful beetles crawled across the leaves of the blue-silver grass, causing them to tremble slightly. Kaiyan Zunji, Kaiyan Renksu, Kaiyan Renshin, and N.A.N strolled through the forest, while Chrysanthemum Duoluo and Ghost Duoluo stood guard hundreds of miles away. 3 months had passed since Kaiyan Renshin's spirit awakening. He had consumed 3 immortal herbs, reaching the current limit of what his body could absorb. Despite possessing twin top-tier spirits and innate full spirit power, the gap was still quite obvious when compared to the Seraphim's innate rank 20, and the difference in physical limits was even more significant. Is this the blue-silver forest? It's so beautiful. Kaiyan Renksu looked around, her eyes full of wonder. She reached out to lightly touch a nearby stalk of blue-silver grass, and the leaf actually curved slightly as if it possessed sentience. "Mama, is this where you used to stay?" Kaiyan Renshin asked N.A.N, tilting his small face up. Before setting out, Kaiyan Zunji had already informed him, and Kaiyan Renksu that N.A.N was a 100,000-year blue-silver emperor in human form. At first, the two were quite surprised, but after years of being together, and with Kaiyan Renshin being N.A.N's biological son, they quickly came to terms with it. That's right, this is the place where Mama lived for tens of thousands of years. N.A.N's gaze swept over the familiar scenery with deep nostalgia. 10,000 years ago, space was torn asunder, and a drop of essence blood fell upon me when I had only 100 years of cultivation. I absorbed that drop of blood, and my physique became special because of it. I spent 10,000 years continuously refining and absorbing it. My life level mutated time and again, until I finally became a 100,000-year blue-silver emperor. The blue-silver forest was born because of me. Before me, there had never been a blue-silver grass with over 10,000 years of cultivation. Blue-silver grass was originally the lowest-tier spirit beast. Zio Shan, we are about to enter the core area of the blue-silver forest. Get ready. N.A.N's voice was gentle, carrying a hint of subtle solemnity. Kaiyan Renshin nodded vigorously. He felt the blue-silver king spirit within his body become exceptionally active, resonating with this land. A strange sense of familiarity welled up in his heart. The group continued forward. The blue-silver grass ahead grew increasingly thick and strong, gradually transforming into tall blue-silver kings. Suddenly, several of the tallest blue-silver kings, leading dozens of smaller ones, came forward to meet them. The tallest blue-silver king spoke, its voice rustling like wind through leaves. "My emperor, you have finally returned." "Lanyi, in the years I've been gone, the blue-silver forest hasn't been harassed by other spirit beasts, has it?" N.A.N asked. "Herbivorous spirit beasts come every year, but we have driven them all away." Lanyi's vines swayed gently as if telling a story. "They cannot break through the domain barrier you left behind." For more amazing novel audiobooks, don't forget to like, comment, and share Infinite Novel Audio. N.A.N smiled with relief. "Thank you for your hard work." "N.A.N, your family's forces are quite good. Dozens of 10,000-year spirit beasts, including those at 50, 60, and 70,000 years." Kaiyan Zunji joked. Brother Kian, let me introduce them to you. Yin pointed to the tallest blue-silver king. This is Lan Yi, the first blue-silver grass to follow me. These are Lan Lan San, Lan Wu, Lan Shisan, Lan Bashi. Under the assistance of my blue-silver domain, they elevated their life levels and evolved into blue-silver kings. Lan Yi's gaze turned toward Kian Zunji, then landed on Kian Renshin. He could feel the bloodline power within Kian Renshin faintly suppressing him. Having already guessed the truth, he asked respectfully, "Emperor, who is this, and him?" "This is my husband, Kian Zunji. This is my son, Kian Renshin, and this is my goddaughter, Kian Renksu." Yin introduced them one by one. Upon hearing this, the vines of the dozens of blue-silver kings all dipped slightly. Lan Yi was the first to speak. "Congratulations, Emperor, on having a worthy successor." Though blue-silver grass were low tier, they possessed a keen perception of danger and potential. It was their survival instinct. They could feel the terrifyingly powerful strength within Kian Zunji, and they could also sense the immense potential hidden within Kian Renshin. "Lan Yi, I've come back this time because I want to crown Zio Shan and make him the new emperor of the blue-silver clan." Yin rubbed Kian Renshin's head, her eyes full of maternal love. "Child, come here," Lan Yi said. "Go on, Zio Shan," Yin encouraged. Kian Renshin took a deep breath and walked before the many blue-silver kings, his small body standing straight. Countless stalks of blue-silver grass released strands of energy, converging toward Kian Renshin. All the blue-silver kings respected Yin's choice. The blue-silver forest was born because of Yin. Without her, there would be no blue-silver forest as it is today, nor would there be these blue-silver kings. The blue-silver clan had always followed every command of their emperor. Yin unfolded her blue-silver domain, her body slowly floating up. The surrounding blue-silver grass instantly became incredibly active, their leaves trembling as if cheering. She raised her right hand, her voice clear and solemn. "In my capacity as the blue-silver emperor, I crown Kian Renshin and establish him as the next generation's blue-silver emperor." As her voice fell, Yin separated a portion of her origin power and merged it into Kian Renshin's body. In an instant, countless blue energies surged like a tide, completely enveloping Kian Renshin until his figure could no longer be seen. The surrounding blue energy continued to gather incessantly. Several hours passed before the blue energy enveloping Kian Renshin gradually dissipated, revealing his figure. A blue-silver domain had already formed beneath his feet. He had grown a few centimeters taller. His hair remained golden, but his eyes had turned a clear blue. He released his blue-silver emperor spirit, and a purple spirit ring lit up beneath his feet. It was a 5,000-year spirit ring. Kian Renshin's first spirit ring is 5,000 years. Critical hit multiplier, 2x. Host, spirit ring age increased by 10,000 years. Kian Renshin has obtained a domain. Critical hit multiplier, 1x. Host, obtained a trace of angelic domain origin enhancement. The system's voice rang in Kian Zunji's mind. Kian Zunji could feel the age of his own first spirit ring increase, and a surge of spirit power merged into his body. However, for his current cultivation, this bit of improvement was almost negligible. His domain also strengthened slightly. "Congratulations to the new emperor on his ascension," the many blue-silver kings said in unison, their voices echoing through the forest. The surrounding blue-silver grass swayed frantically as if jumping for joy. "From now on, I will protect the blue-silver forest." Kian Renshin looked at the surrounding blue-silver kings and blue-silver grass, his gaze resolute. "Little brother, what spirit ability did you get?" Kian Renksu asked curiously. Kian Renshin activated his purple spirit ring, and a long spear condensed from blue-silver grass appeared in his hand. He said excitedly, "My spirit ability is called the Blue-Silver Overlord Spear. It has 2 stages. The first stage is condensing the spear, and the second stage allows me to throw the spear using the power of the surrounding blue-silver grass. The more blue-silver grass there is, the stronger the gathered power, and the greater the spear's might. Zio Shan's spirit ring was condensed by the combined efforts of the entire blue-silver clan. It will continuously strengthen as his cultivation grows, reaching up to a maximum of 100,000 years. Yin explained. Doesn't that mean he essentially got a 100,000-year spirit ring? Kayan Renksu said enviously. Mama Yin, why didn't you get one for me before? Only the blue-silver emperor spirit can allow the blue-silver clan to condense such a spirit ring. Furthermore, there can only be one blue-silver emperor spirit per generation, and this ring can only be condensed once. Yin explained with a smile. Emperor, you have been gone for many years. Please stay here for a few more days. We all miss you dearly. Lan Yi pleaded, and Lan San, and the others all chimed in. Yin looked at Kayan Zunji, her eyes filled with anticipation. Kayan Zunji nodded. All right, let's stay here for a few more days. A brilliant smile immediately bloomed on Yin's face. P.S. Kayan Renksu was the first to be bound. Critical hits occur twice and at every major rank breakthrough, and there are gift packs. This is equivalent to a novice gift pack given by the system. It is limited to one person. No one else has it. Chapter 48. Chrysanthemum Duoluo barges into the Clear Sky sect. Outside the mountain gate of the Clear Sky sect, a carriage, decorated low-key yet unable to hide its luxury, sat quietly. Beside the crushed stones crushed by the wheels, several weeds swayed slightly. Driving the carriage, Chrysanthemum Duoluo stretched and grumbled. Finally arrived. Coming out from Spirit City, I've been driving this carriage for a whole month. Stop complaining. Quickly go and have the Clear Sky sect disciples let us through so we can head up the mountain. Ghost Duoluo's voice carried a hint of impatience. Why don't you go? Chrysanthemum Duoluo crossed his arms over his chest, glancing at him sideways. I am not good with words. You are the most suitable. Chrysanthemum Duoluo rolled his eyes, clearly dissatisfied with this excuse. Ju, go ahead. Kayan Zunji's voice drifted from inside the carriage. As you command, Your Holiness the Supreme Pontiff. Chrysanthemum Duoluo immediately reigned in his dissatisfaction. A look of respect appeared on his face as he straightened his robes and jumped down from the carriage. He walked up to the several Clear Sky sect disciples guarding the mountain, took out a medallion engraved with the Spirit Hall emblem, and said loudly, I am Chrysanthemum Duoluo of Spirit Hall, here to pay a visit to the Clear Sky sect. Please let us pass. The guarding disciples were shocked upon seeing this, their faces instantly turning pale. A titled Duoluo. And a titled Duoluo from Spirit Hall at that. They hurriedly bowed in greeting. One disciple in his 30s forced himself to stay calm and said, Your Excellency, we will go up the mountain to report this immediately. Please wait here for a moment. HMPH, does someone from my Spirit Hall need to wait for a report to go up the mountain? A cold light flashed in Chrysanthemum Duoluo's eyes. 9 spirit rings suddenly emerged beneath his feet. Yellow, yellow, purple, purple, black, 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 black. A terrifying pressure instantly enveloped the area. If you don't let us pass, don't blame us for forcing our way in. Under this pressure, the guarding disciples couldn't stand at all. They were pressed to the ground one after another, their bodies trembling, lacking even the strength to lift their heads. Chrysanthemum Duoluo withdrew the pressure and turned back to the carriage. Old Ghost, let's go up. Ghost Duoluo drove the carriage along the winding mountain road, toward the inner sect of the Clear Sky sect. Not long after they left, the guarding disciples struggled to stand up. The captain, Tang Jai, panted heavily and said, Tang Jin, quickly go up the mountain and inform the sect master that people from Spirit Hall have forced their way through the gate. Yes, Tang Jin didn't dare delay. Circulating his spirit power, his figure sped up the mountain. Tang Jai watched the direction the carriage disappeared, feeling slightly more at ease. The mountain road was rugged. A carriage's speed was much slower than a spirit king climbing the mountain directly. He should make it in time to report. On the clear sky sect mountain, Tang Jin found sect master Tang Zhen, breathless. Sect master, Chrysanthemum Duoluo of Spirit Hall has forced his way through the gate. We couldn't stop them. You may step down. Tang Zhen's expression was calm. Chrysanthemum Duoluo was a titled Duoluo. Naturally, he wasn't someone ordinary disciples could stop. Before long, the sound of wheels rolling over stone slabs came from the mountain path. The carriage stopped outside the main hall of the Clear Sky sect. The 7 grand elders, Tang Hao and Tang Zio, arrived upon hearing the news. Chrysanthemum Duoluo and Ghost Duoluo stood by the carriage, making no effort to hide their titled Duoluo auras. The oppressive feeling caused the surrounding air to stagnate. Everyone's gaze shifted collectively toward the carriage, their hearts tightening. Spirit Hall's visit this time. They did not come with good intentions. Chrysanthemum Duoluo and Ghost Duoluo stepped down from the carriage first. Subsequently, N.A.N, N.A.N Renksu, N.A.N Renshin, and Yin stepped out in sequence. Yin! Seeing Yin, Tang Hao suddenly became agitated. His eyes were burning and his body trembled slightly. Tang Zio hurriedly grabbed him, shaking his head gently to signal him to stay calm. Tang Hao, however, acted as if he hadn't seen it, his gaze still fixed intently on Yin. Brother Zio, Brother Hao, Yin called out somewhat awkwardly. Yin, these two are a generation below me. They are my good nephews, don't address them incorrectly. N.A.N spoke at the right moment, his tone flat, but carrying a hint of asserting his dominance. I understand, Brother N.A.N. Yin's cheeks reddened slightly as she looked at Tang Hao and Tang Zio with some embarrassment. Yin, are you well? Tang Zio suppressed the turmoil in his heart and asked gently. I am doing very well. Yin smiled and pulled N.A.N Renshin over to her side. This is my son, N.A.N Renshin. Tang Hao and Tang Zio looked at N.A.N Renshin with complex expressions, shock, loss, and a trace of indescribable bitterness. Tang Zhen stepped forward, breaking the silence. I wonder what business brings the Supreme Pontiff to my Clear Sky sect. This seat has come today for nothing else, but to allow our 2 great powers to understand each other better and exchange what we have, N.A.N said indifferently. What does the Supreme Pontiff mean by this? The confusion in Tang Zhen's heart grew. Little Zhu, N.A.N called out. N.A.N Renksu stepped forward 2 paces, her posture upright, her golden hair swaying in the wind. This is my daughter, N.A.N Renksu. N.A.N looked at Tang Zhen and the others. Today, she is the one who has come to pay a visit. She wishes to challenge your Clear Sky sect. She is N.A.N Renksu, that slaughter angel N.A.N Renksu. An elder cried out in shock. The one who led the Angel Legion to sweep across the continent and set a new record for the youngest spirit Duoluo. The gazes of the Clear Sky sect members toward N.A.N Renksu changed instantly, filled with shock, vigilance, wariness, and a bit of disbelief. This young girl before them was actually that legendary, decisive slaughter angel. Tang Zhen carefully sensed N.A.N Renksu's aura, only to find her strength unfathomable. Her aura fluctuated between strong and weak, making it difficult to judge her specific cultivation. He sighed inwardly. Among the younger generation of the Clear Sky sect, there was likely no one who was her match. This challenge absolutely could not be accepted. The Supreme Pontiff must be joking. Tang Zhen cupped his hands. My Clear Sky sect does not enjoy conflict. The elite disciples of our sect have all gone out for training, and I do not know when they will return. How about the Supreme Pontiff stays in my Clear Sky sect for a few days, so that I may fulfill the duties of a host? Younger generation, N.A.N sneered, his tone carrying obvious disdain. Are they even worthy of being compared to my little Zhu? The expressions of the Clear Sky sect elders immediately turned ugly. Being so belittled was difficult for anyone to endure. N.A.N don't push people too far. Tang Hao could no longer restrain himself, glaring at N.A.N. Oh, isn't this the little rat? Kyan Zunji looked at him with a playful gaze. What? Now that your spirit power has recovered to rank 85, are you prepared to fight me again? Brother Hao, calm down. Tang Zio gripped Tang Hao tightly, advising in a low voice. Kyan Zunji is just trying to force you to act. Tang Hao struggled, fury burning in his eyes, but he was held down firmly by Tang Zio. Ignoring the angry crowd, Kyan Zunji continued. Little Zhu's opponents are not your so-called younger generation, but you all. He pointed toward the clear sky sect elders present, his tone arrogant. I will give you a chance. As long as one of you can defeat Little Zhu, I will return the 11 spirit bones belonging to Tang Hao, Tang Zio, and the others from years ago. How about it? There is only one chance. If you miss it this time, there won't be another. The gazes of all the elders instantly froze on Kyan Zunji, their faces filled with shock, hesitation, and struggle. 11 spirit bones. That was important wealth the Clear Sky sect had lost, if they could get them back. Chapter 49. The Spirit Bone Bet, the Angel Shows Her Might. The elders looked at Tang Zhen, one after another, the determination in their eyes becoming increasingly clear. They didn't believe a teenage girl could defeat them. She could kill a spirit duo only because the angel spirit had a natural suppression over the fallen, but they were different. They were not the fallen, and they were the possessors of the world's #1 tool spirit, the Clear Sky Hammer. Thinking this way, a firm confidence grew in their hearts. Kyan Zunji had underestimated them too much, and today they would make him pay the price for his arrogance. Supreme Pontiff, I wonder what price we must pay. Tang Zhen asked in a deep voice. He didn't believe for a second that Kyan Zunji would return the spirit bones for nothing. Since it's a challenge on the platform, I've put up 11 spirit bones, so naturally, you should provide some stakes as well, Kyan Zunji said calmly. The elders' expressions changed abruptly. 11 spirit bones was an astronomical price. What the other party sought would certainly not be light. Kyan Zunji smiled and said slowly, if you send a spirit duo elder and he loses, give me 1 spirit bone. If he wins, he gets 11. If you send a titled duo elder and he loses, give me 2. If he wins, the conditions remain the same. Well, do you dare to bet? The members of the Clear Sky sect looked at each other with varying expressions. What, are you afraid of me? Kyan Rengsu took a step forward, her voice clear and carrying undisguised sarcasm. To tell you the truth, I am but a spirit emperor. If you don't even dare to accept this challenge, the Clear Sky sect, the world's #1 sect, might as well be renamed the world's #1 rat sect. Preposterous, the 7th elder, Tang Lai, stood up abruptly, glaring at Kyan Rengsu. You young brat, how dare you insult our Clear Sky sect? This old man will show you your place today. The anger on the elders' faces intensified. Being humiliated by a junior like this was more than anyone could bear. Father, Tang Hao and Tang Zio looked toward Tang Zhen. The other elders also looked at the sect master, waiting for his decision. Grand Elder Tang Hong spoke up. Sect master, since the Supreme Pontiff wishes to temper his junior, how could our Clear Sky sect not accept? Exactly. Our Clear Sky sect has never been afraid of anyone. The other elders chimed in, their battle intent high. In that case, our Clear Sky sect accepts this bet, Tang Zhen nodded. However, Supreme Pontiff, accidents happen during a duel if my niece gets hurt. Injuries are normal in a duel. Just do your best, Kyan Zunji said dismissively. Then shall we begin now? I will give you 1 hour to prepare. Kyan Zunji looked around. I want all the disciples of the Clear Sky sect to come and watch. Remember, all of them. An hour later, the Clear Sky sect's martial arts arena was packed with people. Over 1,000 sect disciples, along with those from the 4 major affiliated sects and outer sect disciples who had reached the rank of spirit ancestor or above. Thousands of people surrounded the training platform in layers, even crowding the high stone steps. The disciples in the front row held their breath in concentration, while those in the back stood on their tiptoes and craned their necks. The sound of discussion surged like a tide, yet it carried a hint of inexplicable tension. Have you heard? The daughter of the Spirit Hall's Supreme Pontiff is going to challenge an elder of our Clear Sky sect. How old is that girl? She looks quite young, probably under 20. Too arrogant. Our Clear Sky sect's elders are spirit duellos. Can a little girl like her really do it? I heard there's a huge bet, apparently a 10,000-year spirit bone. What? A 10,000-year spirit bone? That stake is too high. A spirit bone, and a 10,000-year one at that. It would be heartbreaking to lose it. Don't worry, the elders are at least spirit duellos. How could they lose to a little girl? Exclamations rose one after another as everyone's eyes were fixed on the center of the training platform, filled with expectation and curiosity. N.A.N Renksu flew and landed on the training platform, her white clothes and golden hair making her look as upright as a pine tree. The 8 wings on her back folded, and her golden hair swayed slightly in the wind as she looked around. She announced loudly, "I am N.A.N Renksu, daughter of the Spirit Hall's Supreme Pontiff, Clear Sky sect, who will come to fight." Her voice was clear and cold, carrying a sacred pressure that instantly drowned out the noise below the platform. "She's so beautiful," a young disciple murmured, his eyes full of infatuation. "Don't be fooled by her looks," a senior brother nearby whispered. "She is the slaughter angel, said to have killed many people. But she's really young. Can she be that powerful?" Hard to say. Daring to challenge an elder means she must have some confidence. "I bet the elder wins. The Clear Sky Hammer is no joke." Hard to say. Haven't you heard she killed a spirit duello? The discussions broke out again. Some were amazed by her beauty, some were wary of her reputation, and most were guessing the outcome of the match. The 7 elders of the Clear Sky sect glanced at each other, and Tang Lai stood up, saying deeply, "This old man will face you." Before his words even faded, he leaped and landed steadily on the platform, kicking up a cloud of dust. The crowd below immediately erupted in thunderous cheers. "Go, 7th elder. Defeat her. Let her know how formidable our Clear Sky sect is." Tang Lai cupped his fists and said, "I am the 7th elder of the Clear Sky sect, Tang Lai. My spirit is the Clear Sky Hammer, and I am a rank 85 spirit duello. Girl, it's not too late to surrender now. This old man doesn't know how to hold back. Less talk, let's fight." A golden light flashed in N.A.N Renksu's eyes as her angel spirit possessed her. The 8 wings on her back suddenly unfurled, brilliant with golden light, and 6 spirit rings, 2 black and 4 red, rose from beneath her feet, encircling her body. A majestic aura spread out, its pressure almost comparable to a titled duello with their spirit possessed. Now a rank 66 spirit emperor, her spirit power intensity was comparable to a rank 85 spirit duello, and the boost from the 8-winged angel far surpassed ordinary spirits. 2 black and 4 red? How is that possible? Tang Lai's expression changed abruptly as he stared at the 4 red spirit rings, his eyes full of disbelief. Below the platform. Am I seeing things? 4 red spirit rings. Those are 100,000-year spirit rings. How can a spirit emperor have 400,000-year spirit rings? This is impossible. What a terrifying pressure. It feels almost like a titled duello. No wonder she dares to challenge an elder. This setup is too terrifying. Exclamations and gasps were heard incessantly. The previous contempt was instantly replaced by shock. Tang Zhen looked at N.A.N Renksu on the platform, then turned to N.A.N Zunji and said deeply, "Supreme Pontiff, you've hidden her well." N.A.N Zunji smiled faintly. "My daughter was just lucky." The expressions of several elders were solemn, and the confidence they once felt had long since vanished. A spirit emperor with 400,000-year spirit rings. Such talent was simply unheard of. 400,000-year spirit rings. The boost they provided to a spirit master was immense. Tang Hong sighed inwardly. The outcome of this match was now unpredictable. Will the great mountain, that is Spirit Hall, really keep weighing down on the clear sky sect forever? He only felt a heavy pressure on his shoulders. On the training platform, Tang Lai took a deep breath, suppressing his shock as his eyes became as sharp as knives. 8 spirit rings suddenly lit up. Yellow, yellow, purple, purple, black, 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 encircling him. A pitch-black clear sky hammer appeared in his hand, its body inscribed with ancient patterns, radiating a heavy sense of oppression. The crowd below quieted down for a moment, then erupted in even more enthusiastic cheers. It's the clear sky hammer. The 7th elder is getting serious. Go for it. Knock her down with one strike of the hammer. Chapter 50. Kayan Rengsu overpowers 7th elder Tang Lai. Tang Lai's eyes widened. He swung the clear sky hammer violently, charging at Kayan Rengsu with the sound of breaking wind, his face full of ruthless determination. Armament, Kayan Rengsu shouted softly, activating her first soul skill. In an instant, golden armor covered her entire body, and a long staff glowing with golden light appeared in her hand. She pushed off with her legs and met Tang Lai head-on. Boom! The two collided instantly. At the moment the hammer and staff met, a violent wave of air spread in all directions. The stone slabs on the training platform rattled from the shock, and the crushing stones at the edges were sent flying, hitting the surrounding barrier with a crackling sound. After one move, Tang Lai retreated 7 steps in succession before stabilizing himself, his hands shaking uncontrollably. He was horrified. What terrifying power! This is definitely at the titled Duoluo level. It would be one thing if her spirit power was strong, but her physical body strength is actually this excessive, and she's only a spirit emperor. Elder Tang Lai retreated. He actually retreated. In a contest of strength, Elder Tang Lai lost. How is that possible? The clear sky hammer is famous throughout the world for its strength, yet it was forced back by a spirit emperor. Exclamations rose one after another from below the stage. The expressions of the elders also became solemn. They frowned and stared intently at the stage. Any trace of luck in their hearts completely vanished. On the stage, Tang Lai took a deep breath and swung his hammer upward again. Kayan Rengsu held the golden staff, neither dodging nor evading. The staff's shadows were like a web, clashing with the clear sky hammer. Tang Lai's hammer technique was fierce and overbearing, every strike carrying the momentum to split mountains and crack stones. Kayan Rengsu's staff technique was agile and steady. Though it seemed gentle, it always managed to precisely parry the hammer strikes. The countershock force made Tang Lai's arms go numb. Tang Lai made a horizontal sweep. Kayan Rengsu spun to avoid it, and her golden staff swept horizontally in turn, grazing past Tang Lai's waist and kicking up a gust of wind. Tang Lai pulled his hammer back to block. The two grappled again, and the stone slabs beneath their feet shattered one after another. Tang Lai suddenly changed his move, his hammer thrusting straight like a dragon. Kayan Rengsu held her staff vertically to block, the immense power causing both of them to sink several inches into the ground. Tang Lai became more alarmed as the fight went on. The opponent's strength seemed infinite. No matter how much force he applied, he couldn't gain the upper hand. Instead, he was suppressed and forced back step by step. He roared, his entire spirit power exploding to push Kayan Rengsu away, taking the opportunity to pull back and create distance. Activating a spirit ability, another clear sky hammer appeared in his right hand. With twin hammers in hand, his aura grew even stronger. 5th soul skill, Clear Sky Mountain Crusher. Tang Lai used another spirit ability. Tang Lai swung both hammers with both hands, the 2 clear sky hammers whistling through the air as they smashed toward Kayan Rengsu. Kayan Rengsu's eyes narrowed. She held the golden staff horizontally and infused it with spirit power, causing the golden light on the staff to surge. Facing the twin hammers, she swung out boldly. Clang! The golden staff and the twin hammers collided again. The ear-piercing sound of clashing metal made many low-level disciples below the stage cover their ears. A violent energy shockwave spread outward, and the stone slabs in the center of the training platform were instantly turned to powder. Kyan Rengsu was shaken back 5 steps, and several cracks opened in the ground beneath her feet. Tang Lai, however, was sent flipping through the air several times by the massive countershock force before he managed to stabilize himself. The 2 clear sky hammers were slammed hard into the ground, carving out 2 deep furrows to bleed off the force, the hammer handles sinking nearly half a foot into the earth. Subscribe for more amazing novel audiobooks. Don't forget to like, comment, and share Infinite Novel Audio. My God, the 7th elder was actually blown away. That young girl is too strong, isn't she? She took a 5th soul skill head-on and only retreated 5 steps. This strength, she's simply not human. The discussions below the stage became increasingly intense, and the looks directed at Kyan Rengsu were filled with awe. What? Is this all you're capable of? Kyan Rengsu held the golden staff, her tone carrying a hint of mockery. She had studied staff techniques for a period of time with Kyan Jun and Jiang Mo. Her father had said that what the Clear Sky sect was most proud of was strength. Today, she was going to completely overwhelm Tang Lai in terms of strength. A mere Tang Lai could be suppressed with brute force alone. Girl, don't be too arrogant. I've only just warmed up. Tang Lai pulled out his hammers, veins bulging on his face. He activated his spirit power to its full extent, sending the surrounding dust flying. After a brief moment of breath adjustment, the numbness in his arms gradually disappeared, and a flicker of ruthlessness flashed in his eyes. Clear Sky 9 absolutes, wrapping extreme. Tang Lai's twin hammers danced, carrying a strange binding force. Kyan Rengsu felt her body stiffen slightly, her movements seemingly slowing down by a beat. Tang Lai took the opportunity to speed up, his twin hammers swinging continuously as he began to perform the Luan Paifeng hammer technique. He knew clearly in his heart that her strength was greater than his, her spirit power intensity was close to his, and her spirit ring configuration far surpassed his. He had no chance of winning in a normal contest. But his martial soul was the Clear Sky hammer, the world's #1 tool spirit. As long as he continuously stacked power, he could deliver a strike far exceeding his own cultivation level. On the viewing stand, several elders smiled knowingly upon seeing this. Kyan Rengsu was still too young, actually just watching Tang Lai continuously stack the hammer's power. This was the essence of the Luan Paifeng hammer technique. Kyan Rengsu stood in place, watching Tang Lai continuously swing the twin hammers. The hammer shadows became denser, and the power grew stronger. Kyan Rengsu watched curiously, thinking, this Clear Sky secret technique looks like an acrobatics act. 78, 79, 80. Tang Lai was ecstatic. The power had been stacked to the limit. He suddenly leaped up, 7th spirit skill, martial soul, true body. A massive phantom of the Clear Sky hammer emerged, fusing with the twin hammers in his hands to form a giant hammer. 81st hammer, break for me. Tang Lai roared, smashing the giant hammer, which condensed the power of 81 strikes, toward Kyan Rengsu, his face full of malice. Seeing the giant hammer getting closer and closer to Kyan Rengsu, the destructive aura made many disciples below the stage tremble with fear. Looking at that magnificent figure on the stage, they even felt a bit of pity. Just as the giant hammer was less than a foot away from Kyan Rengsu, her left foot moved slightly, and her left leg bone spirit bone skill activated, teleportation. With a flash, Kyan Rengsu appeared behind Tang Lai, the golden staff in her hand whistling through the air as it smashed heavily onto his back. Boom, boom. 2 loud bangs rang out in succession. The first was the Clear Sky hammer smashing into the ground. The second was the sound of Tang Lai being sent flying and crashing heavily onto the training platform. After a few breaths, the dust cleared, and 2 pits, one large and one small, appeared on the training platform. The large pit was caused by the giant hammer's impact, almost penetrating the entire training platform. The small pit was made by Tang Lai after he was smashed away. Kyan Rengsu stood on a part that hadn't collapsed, looking down at the small pit with a calm expression. What happened? Where is Elder Tang Lai? Too fast, I didn't see it clearly. What just happened? It seems the seventh elder was knocked down. The low-level disciples below the stage were in a daze. Kyan Rengsu's movements were so fast they exceeded their reaction limits. They couldn't see the process at all. On the viewing stand, the faces of several elders were ashen, their eyes filled with complex emotions. They had seen the whole process clearly. Tang Lai's full power strike had missed, and he was instead injured by Kyan Rengsu teleporting behind him. The winner had been decided. Tang Zio sighed inwardly. The seventh elder has lost. After Tang Lai used the 81 hammers and his martial soul true body, his spirit power was already less than 50%. Having taken that hit from Kyan Rengsu's staff head-on, he would need to consume at least another 20% of his spirit power just to offset the damage. If they continued fighting, he would undoubtedly lose. Arg! Tang Lai rushed out of the pit, his body covered in dirt, his hair disheveled, looking extremely wretched. He was panting heavily, his gaze toward Kyan Rengsu filled with wariness. At this moment, his spirit power was less than 30%, and he no longer had any confidence in defeating his opponent. The two were in a stalemate on the stage. Tang Lai stood in place, his hand holding the hammer trembling slightly, yet he hesitated to launch another attack. What's wrong with the seventh elder? Why isn't he moving? Is he gathering power? I think he probably can't win anymore, right? Don't talk nonsense. The seventh elder is a spirit duo. The disciples below whispered. Although they were reluctant to admit it, anyone with a discerning eye could see that the current stalemate already indicated the outcome. The golden staff in Kyan Rengsu's hand disappeared, replaced by a golden longsword. The blade flowed with holy light, and her aura rose again, clearly preparing to launch the next strike. In this round, the Clear Sky sect admits defeat. Tang Zhen's voice rang out, carrying a hint of exhaustion. Seventh elder, come back. Tang Lai gave Kyan Rengsu an unwilling look, tightened his grip on the hammer, but ultimately said nothing. He leaped back to the viewing stand, lowering his head in silence. The area below the stage was silent for a moment, then erupted. Lost. An elder of our Clear Sky sect actually lost to a spirit emperor. Unbelievable. That was the seventh elder. This Kyan Rengsu from Spirit Hall is just too terrifying. No wonder she dared to challenge our Clear Sky sect. She indeed has the capital for such arrogance. Among the discussions, there was shock, disappointment, and resentment, but the previous contempt was notably absent. Kyan Rengsu stood on the stage, her golden armor and golden hair shining brilliantly in the sunlight, like a true angel descending, making countless people feel awestruck. And that is it for today's chapter. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Drop a comment below. I want to know what you think is coming next. See you in the next one.